Good morning, and it is a very early morning. It's about 4 a.m. Pacific time, and it is cold, wet, and rainy here in Las Vegas. So, fighting through the elements, I guess, this morning. Although I'm just watching the elements. I'm not obviously in them, but yeah, it's freezing out right now. Anyway, welcome to Against the Public for March 6th. Hope everyone had a profitable Wednesday as we look to put together another winning card on Thursday. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. Let's get into it by checking in on our all access numbers for Thursday. All access customers, we just continue to add to our run on totals with 60% winners over my last 201 plays. That's overall totals over my last 201 selections. That has produced 3,416 units of profit. And as I've said over the last couple days, I will label every play on Pick Dawgz as a side and total, so you know exactly which ones are the total. If you've been with me long term, you know how these runs can really snowball over a long period of time. So don't miss out. This streak could go on for a very long time, as it has already. So thank you so much to everybody that has jumped on board. Before we get to your free selection, let's just take a look at how Thursday's All Access card is shaping up. And we'll start things off with college basketball. Indiana State and Southern Illinois in the first round of the Missouri Valley tournament. That tips off at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. There will be 27 games on the college basketball schedule, and we're going to have a rare 5-game card during the week. And we want to make sure that, this is the time we're going to build our bankroll for the big dance, and it starts with the conference tournaments. Our college basketball totals, speaking of totals, continue to smash books. We're on a 72-45 run in college hoops totals, 62% winners, 2,257 units of profit. Over my last 90 days, college basketball players have cashed 57% winners, plus 2,754 units of profit, adding up to 55% winners this entire season, 2,577 units of profit. On to the MLB exhibition schedule as we really start to heat up now. It took a second, but we're starting to heat up now in Major League Baseball. After another profitable Wednesday, we'll have 3 games on the card. We'll start it off with Tampa Bay and Philadelphia at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 10:05 a.m. Pacific. We'll have 3 games in the NBA. We took some more money from the books last night. My NBA customers have been on fire, to say the least. 63-42, 60% winners, plus 1,649 units overall over my last 105 plays, and 47-24, 66% winners in NBA totals, 2,020 units. Over my last 30 days, customers have enjoyed 57% winners. And you can bet we're going back for more tonight, starting with the Chicago Bulls and the Orlando Magic as our free play. And then Philadelphia and Boston will start our premium card. And finally, the NHL features a 9-game card, starting with Winnipeg in Philadelphia. We'll have 3 games. After a 2-0-1 last night on the ice, really wanted to get that third one, but we pushed, so we'll take that. 2-0-1 on the ice, so we'll look to improve on that tonight. All plays, all records, documented at pickdawgz.com, and the good thing is, it's very early in the morning, so everything is updated. So everything, you can cross-reference everything on the website. That adds up to a 14-game card with plenty of reasons why you need to be an all-access customer right now. I do try to have something for everyone, but of course I always try to push the all-access customer pass over the next 365 days. It's my annual pass. You get that for just $4.11 a day. So turn that short-term success into long-term winners. And before we move on to your free play, I just want to remind you that my Major League Baseball season pass is locked and loaded as we speak. Comes out to be less than $100 a month. Get ready for an incredible season. Okay, let's go back to the NBA for your free play. We'll go to rotation number 549. 550 with the Chicago Bulls taking on the Orlando Magic. Magic open up as a 6.5-point favorite. That's bet up to 7 points behind 53% of the money wagered. The total's been bet down to 219 after opening up at 220. We are starting to see a bunch of over money coming in, so this number may not be done moving. We see 92% of the overall tickets written right now on the over, mostly small money as we speak. Chicago Bulls 24-38 this year, straight up 29-32-1 ATS, 31-31 across the board. As far as totals, the Bulls have lost 3 of the last 4 games. They got smashed by the Cavaliers by 22 points as a 13.5-point dog. Chicago has not won 2 straight games in 2 months, and are in the middle of a streak that has seen them lose 18 of the last 24 games. They've also dropped 14 of their last 23 against the number. Orlando 29-34 straight up, 28-34-1 ATS, 39-24 to the under. One of the best under teams in the NBA. The Magic have lost 4 straight games, failing to cover all 4 games, and 11 of the last 15 games have cashed under tickets. The Magic aren't where they want to be, if everybody's being honest at this point. I mean, obviously, they have dealt with a ton of injuries that have forced them and fan expectations to be lowered, but I'm not sure if it gets any lower than dropping two straight against the Toronto Raptors, which they just got through doing. But to me, number one, we're going to talk about this number in a second, but despite the lack of results, they do have 2 bona fide stars on that team in Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. Those are 2 guys that have pushed each other, and they're really starting to form a tremendous chemistry. So despite the record, those 2 guys I think are going to carry this team at least to the play-in game, and you'll see what happens from that point. Probably not good, but there is starting to be some chemistry there, and I think that if they didn't have to deal with injuries, they'd be in a much better spot. They probably would be fighting for that 4, 5, 6 spot, but unfortunately they are where they are. This will be the Magic's first duo that have averaged 20 points or more since Shaq and Penny, just to give you an idea of how good they have been. For the Bulls, well, they're hanging on to play-in hope. The Bulls have a ton of guards on their roster, which always tells me if you have a ton of something, I know some people call it depth. To me, it says you have nothing. And so when you have a ton of guards, the numbers certainly reflect the fact that they just don't know who to lean on at this point. Lean on consistently. The Chicago Bulls are 16th in the NBA in field goal percentage. They're 30th in free throws made and 30th in free throws attempted. 2 areas that is an automatic column for me that I go to when I'm handicapping games. They now are going to face the league's number 1 defense and opponents' field goals made, opponents' 3-pointers made. Orlando is number 1 in rebounding. They're number 1 in offensive rebounding. I have the Magic as a 5-point favorite. I was a little bit surprised to see this number come out as 7. I think the Bulls are being used as bait here, which we are starting to see once, now that the public's waking up a little bit. We are starting to see that the public is taking the bait with the Chicago Bulls. Chicago is 12-19 this season when getting 4 or more points, and 6-12 ATS when getting 4 or more points on the road. The Magic are 8-2 when the opening number is -6.5 or greater, and 17-2 over the last 2 years when the opening number is -6.5 or greater, including 13-2 at home against the number. Your free play for Thursday is obviously Orlando -7. Go to pickdawgz.com where every individual play and every discounted long-term pass is locked and loaded, including my annual all-access pass for just $4.11 a day. I can't thank you enough for joining me. I wish you all the best on Thursday. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Thursday.